So now, Carlee Russell is on the hot seat. The popo is up her little behind for making up this lie, alleged lie, that she was kidnapped. Come to find out, allegedly, she kidnapped herself. And she claimed that this baby that she was after down the highway, she going to rescue the baby. A lot of YouTubers are now punking her. They said, oh, she got dropped off by the baby in the stroller. And the baby rode off in the stroller. That's why she walked herself back to the house. So, Carlee, open up yourself for all kinds of disrespect. People saying that you kidnapped yourself because you wanted to go get some ding-a-ling down the road. I don't know which young man that you're seeing that you would make up this lie over. Was your parents that strict? I know some of you parents, you really got kids, these kids like if they're in prison, especially those in the church. You got them going to Monday worship, Tuesday Bible school, Wednesday building fund meeting, Thursday youth choir, Friday now you got to go fundraising, Saturday little people meeting, teenager meeting, toddler meeting, baby meeting, all kinds of meeting. And then doggone Sunday roll around, you still got to go to church. And you go to church from morning to night because they ain't never stop. You guys know the saying with the black churches, it's all day. Well, now it's all night. I'm here to tell you, it's all day and all night. So poor Carlee said, you know what? I got to see this boy. I'm hot under the collar for this boy. What kind of lie could I come up with? And this is the best she can do. Y'all lay off for Carlee. Carlee came up with the best lie that she can come up with. The poor girl had the hots for this boy. She knew her daddy and her mama wouldn't go for it. She knew her daddy and her mama warned her not to see that boy anymore. So she said, okay, I agree, mama. So a little light bulb went off in her head and she said, oh, I have a really good idea. I know, I'm kidnapped myself. And I'm going to say is a white man with a bald head, red head in particular. And he had a girlfriend and they kidnapped me and I ran away and I escaped. But I'm wondering if it's the two of them and one of you and they got a big old pickup truck. How come you got away and you made it all the way miles back? And they run behind you or drive behind you in the woods, wherever you were. I'm thinking, listen, I got imagination now. I'm thinking they dragged you out there in the woods to a cabin. And they were about to tie you up, but they got so tired from drinking that they fell asleep and you were running through the woods. Maybe they were still asleep when you made your way down the highway all the way back home. Maybe they were still asleep because I can't imagine them not running behind you or trying to grab you and throw you back in the pickup truck. But in any event, you made it all the way back home and people are clanging you because they said the baby that you tried to rescue, the baby's the one who rolled you back home and dropped you off and then rode away. Child, I can't make this stuff up. But I don't know. The mom is doing a lot of talking, but the daddy is kind of quiet, if you guys notice. Because the daddy is thinking, my girlfriend did that back in the day. I remember when she told her mama that she was kidnapped too. Oh yeah, I know this move. And my daughter is doing the same thing that my ex-girlfriend did. Daddy knows what time of day it is, honey. That daddy knows that his daughter wasn't kidnapped. She didn't kidnap. Nobody kidnapped her. She went out there and got her some ding-a-ling and didn't know how to tell her parents that she was on a stroll, okay? Being that she was a good girl in the church and all, she didn't know what her family would think of her. If she said, listen, mom and dad, it's time that I procreate with somebody of the opposite sex. But I think if she had said that, she would have had like 2, 3, 4 teeth flying down her throat. So she knew better. So she said, okay, I'm going to come up with something so I can get away for 2 days. And she probably told the boy, oh yeah, my parents are down with it. I'll tell them. And then she pulled this stunt. And when she met the boy, she told him, my parents were okay with it. I told you. But let me tell you, Carlee, you got yourself in a lot of trouble, girl, because I don't know if you're going to do jail time, but they're going to do something to you. The popo already knew that you were lying. I don't know how they broke you or how they cracked the code that you were lying. What did they do? Drag you down to the police department, the police station, in some interrogation room, and had you there for like 19 hours or so, and taking turns on asking you questions and sleep deprivation, and you just finally said, God damn it, I gotta get me some sleep. Let me tell the truth. But girl, that was the wrong thing that you did. I wouldn't have done it. I would have told you, Carlee, you sit there and you sleep in that chair and you drool and you carry on, you piss on yourself if you gotta do it. And you tell them the same old story that these people kidnap you because you know once you fess up, people are going to be looking at you different, honey. They're going to be looking at you different, that you are a little woody woodpecker liar. And your nose is just growing like the beak on a woodpecker, how it's so long. That's how your nose would be, long like them woodpecker's beak. Girl, I would have stuck with that lie until the day I die. Some things you got to go to the grave with. And I would have went with this one. Trust and believe. They would have, wild horses couldn't drag this one out of me. I would have said, yes, I was kidnapped. And I would have stuck by the story. But you, Carlee, oh no. Conscience, your conscience got the best of you. I don't know if you have ever been in trouble, but the streets, you apparently you don't know the code on the street. If you're going to lie, you got to stick to the lie. But one thing I got to give to you, you lied and you went big. It wasn't a little itty-bitty lie. It was a big one. So I got to give you your props for that. At least you lie big. You don't lie down. You lie up, honey. You go big or go home. But look where it's going to get you. It might get you 2 years in jail, girl. So I don't know. You didn't want to. I suspect, I don't know for sure, but this is alleged that you went to meet a boy. But you didn't want to tell your parents the truth because they were probably going to give you a good ass whipping as old as you are. Especially that daddy of yours. I took a good look at him. He's an ass whipping man, okay? He would have given you a good ass whipping and maybe kept you in the house for a couple of days and you didn't want to go through that. So you figured, okay, I'm going to tell them I was kidnapped and drag myself back home. I'm going to let the baby drop me off. The same imaginary baby I saw down the highway. Baby got a stroller. He can drop me off in that stroller. So you came walking, moseying your way back in the house and think everything was going to be hunky-dory. And I guess you figured it's going to blow over. But them police department men that was looking for you, they ain't forget. They ain't going to let this one slide, honey. They ain't going to say, okay, this is a confused young lady. But one thing I got to tell you, since we're on the topic of confusion, you better please something, mental illness, schizophrenia, bipolarism. You gotta say you got something, girl. You just cannot let this go that you are okay. I know you're not crazy and you know you're not crazy, but you gotta tell the folks down at the police department you are. This is how the game is played, honey. Once you get caught in something so huge and salacious, you gotta play like you crazy. Like you didn't know what you were doing and it goes and comes. All right? Because I'm sure there's somebody in your family that got mental illness. And we all know mental illness runs in the family. God damn, they can go right all the way back to your grandmama and your grandpappy. I'm sure they got a touch of something because they probably went through slavery. And everybody knows if you've been through slavery or got a little tail end of picking cotton, you crazy as a bed bug, okay? So Carlee, take it from me. Because I've seen this kind of thing before in my family, all right? You got to know how to come up with these lies, but you got to come up with a better lie the next time. If there's going to be a next time, I doubt it, because this one costs you big. I don't know if the nursing school is going to kick you out or what, but I know the boyfriend that you got right now is looking at you kind of sideways, like if you were lying, because everybody knows if two people kidnapped you in a pickup truck, you coming back home like that, all in one piece. and looking just regular. You're going to be bruised up, maybe a little black eye here and there, busted out lip. Your wig was snatched off your head. Allegedly, talking about the wig being snatched off your head. Why did you put the wig on the side of the road by your pocketbook? Did you take out all your money and your credit cards and stuff and then left the empty pocketbook there? I'm not sure. The story did not unfold to tell me if you left your credit cards. If you had your credit cards and your money in that pocketbook, I'd say, yes, girl, I believe you. You were kidnapped. But if you went with all that and left the pocketbook behind, I would say, okay, you kidnapped yourself. You see, a lot of details didn't come out for me to make a definite determination of if you were kidnapped or not. But I'm just saying, when you're coming up with your plan, you gotta really, what you iron it out really well. This seems kind of flimsy to me. You went and bought some snacks at the store and then you call the 911 operator and then call home to say that you see a baby on the road. What time was it? Like 9 o'clock or so? This baby's walking down the road. How come you were the only one who saw the baby and decided to stop for this baby? You want to tell me nobody else on the road saw this baby? Nobody else stopped along with you to help this baby? Because I know if I see a baby at 9 o'clock at night down the highway, because I saw the video footage of the traffic and it was mid to heavy traffic. Wasn't very heavy, like middleweight traffic. And I'm sure a bunch of people would have seen that baby. You're the only one who saw this baby, this 2-year-old baby in a diaper. The baby had on a diaper, she said. And I said, Lord, you at least you got details, right? The baby in a diaper. Did the baby have shoes or no shoes? She didn't say. But I'm just saying, she's the only one who saw this baby in a diaper. Nobody else driving saw this baby in a diaper. I said, well, I don't know, Carlee. This story could be true. But now, girl, you can see where people are doubting you. Because the sister-in-law said she heard Carlee asking the baby, are you okay? But we doggone well know no baby's going to answer back and say, oh, yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, you can just go ahead. I'm fine just walking down the highway all by myself in my little diaper. No baby's going to answer back and say they're all right. So that story was kind of suspect from the jump. That she asked her, because she said that over the phone for the sister-in-law to hear, are you all right? So the sister-in-law said she heard Carlee asking the baby if the baby was all right. And then she heard a scream, but the baby did not respond. Girl, I said that was a performance. And when she heard the scream, the phone was still open. So she heard the traffic going by. And I said, girl, you could have shut that phone and throw the phone in the bushes. Because when the cops got there in 5 minutes, there was no you, there was no baby, there was no pickup truck, just your car, your wig, and some items in your pocketbook. And I'm wondering, did she take her credit card and her money? That's what I want to know. If she took her credit card and her money, that would be a sure sign that she staged it. But then the wig, they saw the wig on the side of the car, and I guess Carlee probably figured, listen, I'm going to snatch this wig off my head and lay it right there. And the wig came off in the midst of the battle. Well, you tried to come up with a good plan, but it didn't work. It did not work. And I'm telling you, the family is not saying much right now because they're just looking at this investigation to see if their daughter is going to go to jail. But guys, in this type of situation, a lot of people would start writing their books, okay? They would think about, okay, now that people know about me, I can start writing my book. But I doubt it if she's going to think along that line. Right now, she's just scared of her parents. She's scared, especially that daddy. That daddy who is so quiet. He looking at her all sideways. He said, I know what you did last night. That's the look he's giving her. Not last summer, but last night. Because That daddy looked at her like, you been with that boy that I don't like. You know, that Orlando from last year. I told him not to come back to the house. You went and you snuck off with him, didn't you? That's the look he's giving her. That's why he not saying nothing. And that's why she ain't gonna write that book, because she don't want the daddy to know, because it would be a tell-all book. She don't want to embarrass her parents any further. So you guys forget about it. If you're looking for a book out of Carlee in writing no book, mom's the word. She taking this one to the grave. The real story of what happened. That she met up with that boy that her daddy didn't want her to meet up with. That's what she's taking to the grave. But I have a question for Carlee. Was it worth it? Was it good to you, girl? Was it worth it? If it was worth it, I would say, girl, those are memories you cannot replace. But if it was bad, if it was real bad, then it wasn't worth it. That kidnapping story, that's going to get you some jail time or heavy penalty and trouble with your parents and the church members looking at you like if you're a hussy. It wasn't worth it. But if it was good, girl, I would say, you just sit there in the choir and smile while they're looking at you all up and down and sideways. You smiling because you know it was good. So when you say hallelujah, child, you really be meaning that. Hallelujah. But I'm going to tell you all this. I blame the parents. Yes, I blame the parents, because some of you parents got your kids so locked down, like if it's a second wave of slavery. They so locked down, they don't know what to do with themselves. From church to home to school to church to home to school. They ain't got no outlet. This girl is already in her 20s, 25, I believe. And I believe she was on lockdown. Like she couldn't have a boyfriend or nothing. Listen, let me go with the flow. Go with the flow here with me. This is in my brain, okay? She got an ex-boyfriend. But the real guy she wanted to be with, that's the one she snuck off with, that the parents don't know nothing about. She couldn't have a decent boyfriend, and the one that she did like, the parents didn't like. So she had to come up with this elaborate story to see him. You know, some of them parents, they say you can have this boyfriend, but you can't have that one. And the one that they don't want you to have is the one that you want. And so she said, all right. I think I read this before in one of them novels where the person kidnapped themselves and said that some people had them kidnapped and then they escaped. So I'm going to go with that story. And that's what she did. She read it in a novel. And one of them Nora Roberts novels, and she just ran with that because it sounded good at the time. But how does it sound now, Carlee? Now that you confess. I don't know why you did that. Why did you confess? You didn't have to confess. Child, wild horses couldn't drag that out of me. I would have sat there and pee on myself before they can get it out of me. Because you know when you're being interrogated, you can't go no place. You sit on that hard steel chair for hours with them questioning you. Question after question that you keep repeating the answers to. Now that I know of being interrogated, I'm just saying it's just what I saw in the movies and on television. So don't y'all come after me and tell me I'm a jailbird. No, I'm not. Anywho, you sit there on that hard steel chair and you being interrogated and you say, can I go to the bathroom? And they tell you, no, not until we finish. I would have peed on myself before they can get it out of me. So at least Carlee made sure she had some food for this journey that she was going to embark on. She stopped and got her some snacks. And she figured, okay, where I'm going to be going, I need some snacks. You guys know, when you're with your boyfriend and you do the do, it's munchies time, right? And so she figured she's going to need her snacks. That's the first thing on her mind. So she got her snacks and then she made her calls. She put this plot in play, honey. I don't know if she planned it by herself or with somebody else. But since she was so easy to crack, I think if she planned it with somebody else, she's going to tell who it is and who planned it with her. So more is going to come out with this story. But I hope and I pray that she holds herself together, she pleads, she get her a good lawyer, and she recant her story and say, it was temporary insanity. I got family issues. I got a lot of stress. I think I was seeing things and I was hallucinating when I said I saw that baby on the road. And you know, mental illness runs in my family. Carlee, put on your thinking cap. Just like how you thought about this elaborate story, you can now start thinking about your way out. Because you need a way out, girl. You need a way out. Because them popo coming and get you. So I don't know if she's going to do jail time or not over what she did. This falsifying everything. Because people have gone to jail for less. So we're going to see. So you guys drop it in the comment section. You think Carlee Russell is going to do any jail time, or she's going to just have a slap on the wrist with maybe some charges on her with penalties to pay, misdemeanor, because it's a Class A misdemeanor. Do you think she's going to be home for the entire time, just paying a fine and be done with it? And then everybody's going to say, oh, yeah, that's Carlee Russell on the road. They're going to be pointing at her. And I hope she don't get shy and put her head down in shame. Because people will shame you for stuff like this. I want you guys to understand that a little thing like this can make you or break you. But you got to make lemonade out of lemons. And I hope the family is behind her 101%. Although I think they already suspect her maybe of lying. They're hoping it's not true, but they kind of suspect. I hope they stand behind their daughter. They're not going to allow them wolves out there together. Real wolves this time. Not that imaginary pickup truck story. All right? So, Carlee, I hope you're satisfied, girl. I hope it was good to you because you done lost your job. You're probably out in nursing school. They're probably going to kick you out. So I hope it was good to you. When stuff happens like this to your child, you got to protect them. You can't throw them out there to the wolves and the dogs for them to yap at their bones. So they got to really protect her now. Stand by her, even if they're disappointed when they do find out the real truth. And they, I'm sure the mom and dad are saying, look, she confessed only because she's scared. I'm sure that's what they're saying, because that's what I was thinking originally. She only confessed because she's so scared of retaliation. But I'm saying to myself, what retaliation? Even if it's true, the alleged kidnappers are not going to come after her to get themselves into more hot water. What, they're going to call her on the phone and say, listen, don't talk or else? That's only going to prove that they exist. But they're going to do a drive-by by her home and knock on the door and threaten her. That's going to prove that they exist. So they're not going to do that. If they do exist, they're not going to do that. So I would say, Carlee girl, hold your head up high. And you tell them down there at the police station that you recant your story. Get you a good lawyer and plead insanity. Some type of mental health disturbance in the brain. The synapses weren't connecting properly. Your brain wasn't firing right at the moment. And you start to imagine this baby and all the kidnapping and all. Just tell them a story. Because in today's society, everybody's crazy, okay? Everybody's on a spectrum now. That's what they call it, a spectrum. You're somewhere in the middle. Everybody's somewhere in the middle with this bipolarism. Years ago, they would say, okay, you're crazy. Everybody was crazy. But today, it's a spectrum. You're either on the low end, in the middle, or on the latter end of bipolarism, schizophrenia, all kinds of mental illness. There's a spectrum. So tell them you fall somewhere in between there. Just tell them you're crazy and they're going to get a psychiatrist to talk to you, and you throw in some fabulous stories, to prove that you do have this illness, and you're out free, girl. You won't have to serve 1 day in jail. So guys, drop your comments. Tell me what you think about this Carlee Russell story. Now that she has confessed, we got to get her out of this jam. So you guys drop your comments. How can you get her out of this predicament she put herself in? Don't forget to like the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up button. I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.